all participants requesting you to please mute your mic. We are now just few minutes after that we will live on YouTube. Now we are live in YouTube. I am sharing its YouTube link to Mr. Neeraj ji.
यस सर, एक आध मिनट और रुक जाए सर थोड़ा सा.
ओके सर,
कोई और जुड़ जाएंगे तो अच्छा होगा.
नीरज जी, कुछ लोग फोन कर रहे हैं कि हम जुड़ नहीं पा रहे हैं.
क्यों?
पता नहीं कैसे कहें.
लिंक से बोलिए जुड़ने के लिए, या तो आईडी पासवर्ड भी होगा उससे भी जुड़ सकते हैं.
नहीं, जुड़ क्यों नहीं रहे हैं? यहाँ तो सब कुछ ठीक है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, सभी लोग तो जुड़ ही रहे हैं.
कौन फोन किए थे तो सब उसको देखते हैं.
शर्मिष्ठा जी फोन की थी.
ओ, क्या बोल रही थी? बोलिए एक बार फिर से जुड़ने के लिए.
चलिए सब लोग म्यूट कर लीजिए, मैं मीटिंग स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ. गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन. I am Deepak Kumar Vishwakarma, STNC Kalasraj Saraswati Vidya Mandir, and we organize today in-house training session. And I would like to call Mr. Neeraj Kumar Singh to please introduce our today resource person, and he will also conclude the training session after completed by the resource persons. Neeraj sir, over to you.
Okay, thank you Deepak ji. First of all, good morning, good evening to everyone, and I want to introduce you to my principal, Mr. Sarmendra Kumar Sahu sir, Vice Principal Mr. Deepak Manoj Kumar Singh ji, and the SNTC of our school Deepak Kumar Vishwakarma ji, and our technical expert Mrs. Soni Kumari, who work hard to organize this session. Today our resource person is Mr. Mr. Bipin Kumar Deji, and his topic is for this session is importance of nutrition and personal hygiene. Such a nice topic is that, because we know it very well that all the work are depend upon this topic. All the works are depend upon this topic. This topic means how to clean ourselves, how to live clean ourselves. Because we know it very well that health is wealth. Health is wealth. If our health is good, then everything is in our pocket. We think that all things are depend upon this topic. If our health is good, then we do all kinds of things. But if our health is not good, then all things are bad. That means we don't like any kind of things. All things are useless. I think that so. But our health is good. Then there is a topic, such kind of word that कर लो दुनिया मुट्ठी में. अगर हमारा शरीर सही है, हमारा स्वास्थ्य सही है, तो हमको लगता है कि कर लो दुनिया मुट्ठी में, सारा दुनिया हमारा है. लेकिन अगर हमारा शरीर ठीक नहीं है तो हमको लगता है कि ये दुनिया हमारी काम की नहीं है. So we can say that health is wealth. And in this topic we learned that how to clean ourselves, how to live clean ourselves, how to clean our environment to make our life so good. Because in COVID period, in the COVID period especially, we know that how to maintain the cleanness. So in the COVID period, always try to wash your hands, always bath, don't talk to the other person. That's of a matter came in our life. So in this topic we learn about how to clean ourselves, how to clean our
Neeraj sir, your audio and video is not clear.
Bipin sir, please start your topic.
Bipin sir, first of all, share your PPT. Then start your training program.
Good evening to everyone. I, Bipin Kumar De, is going to enlighten the topic of our in-house training, importance of
Bipin sir,
nutrients,
please on your
importance
video.
of nutrients, and personal hygiene.
Bipin sir, please on your video.
Yes, I am starting my video.
Okay, you are visible.
Now, we have a picture in our screen. In this picture, there are three pictures merged together. In first one, two persons working out in the gym. In the second one, the picture shows an apple, and in third one, a couple is doing morning walk. So from this picture, it is very easy to understand. Our topic is importance of nutrients and personal hygiene. Working out or workout are very important to maintain our fitness. And second picture indicates an apple a day keeps the doctor away. In third one also, it is visible that for fitness, the exercise, walking, etc. are very helpful. And all these are related to our topic, importance of nutrients or nutrition and personal hygiene. We all know the nutrition since from class 7, and we all are familiar with this term, and also from personal hygiene. These both are very necessary to live a long life and better life. Now we will explain, or we are going to enlighten the term nutrition. So in this picture, all we are seeing that all the alphabets containing some figures like P and some vegetables, fruits, lemons, cereals. All these are the food items and part of our daily life food which provides us nutrients. So nutrients are the component of food, and nutrition is the process by which the living organisms getting food and utilize it in the body for their growth and development. Now, what is nutrition here? The process of providing or obtaining the food necessary for health and growth is called nutrition. In other words, the food and or nourishment, or we get the food and nourish ourselves, this is called nutrition. Now, nutrition is also a branch of science which deals with the nutrients and nutrition, particularly in humans. In this presentation, I will discuss about nutrition in humans. So basically, what is nutrients? Nutrients are the components of food, and these are carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, roughage. We all need these nutrients in our diet. then our diet will only the balanced diet. So balanced diet is that diet or the diet which contain all the nutrients in equal proportion. In our diet, if anyone is taking only milk and bread, then he or she may have lack of some of the nutrients. So we have to take all the nutrients or such kind of food items which fulfill the requirement of all the nutrients in our body, especially in view of our teaching learning process. We must enforce our students so that they must take such a kind of food items that he or she will have no such kind of deficiency of nutrients or deficiency diseases. According to World Health Organization WHO, nutrition is a critical part of health and development. Better nutrition is related to improved infant, means very small baby born, and the child, maternal health, stronger immune system, safer pregnancy and childbirth, and longevity. Means nutrition is a very basic and critical part of our health, and it helps us to improve our infant in our home, and it also helps to develop the child. And during the any disease or any, recently we have seen the COVID period, so the immune system is very necessary for such a situation, and with the help of immune system we can only fight from such situation. So the nutrition and better nutrition condition is very important. Now, why is nutrition important? First, the healthy children learn better. Means if the children have no deficiency of nutrients or having no deficiency disease, then the children is healthy children. And in that situation, the children learn better. If there are two students, Ram and Syam, are reading in a class 7 or class 8, for example, and one have the proper nutrient requirement and another have lack of nutrient due to their family condition, then the student having the proper nutrients or proper nutrition will have the better performance in examination, in co-curricular activities, and many more activities going to occur in the school. Second one, people with adequate nutrition are more productive. Such peoples like players, like film actors, like many persons, we, us, those have the adequate nutrition are are producing their performance in a better way. For example, our Mahendra Singh Dhoni, playing is a cricketer of India team and from Jharkhand, and taking the enough nutrients with different food items. He also inspiring us in different ads, and as a result, he has better productivity in our cricket team. Third one, such people can create opportunity to gradually break the cycles of poverty and hunger. In our country and many more countries, developing countries, have one of the important bad condition or important critical problem is poverty and hunger. Many of the people's lies below the poverty line, and our government providing some of the food items like cereals and some amount of contribution, some amount of contribution for their livelihood. In that situation, they are getting these all for getting nutrients and better life, a quality life. So persons who have the better nutrient requirements and having the better life condition and better productivity may also earn more and more money, and that money can be donated to any organization which organizes for providing nutrients to the local peoples and many more children's or small children's orphanage etc. So such people can have the opportunity to break the cycles of poverty and hunger. Fourth one is provides lower risk of non-communicable disease. If we have the better nutrition condition, then we have lower risk or we have very less risk of non-communicable diseases like asthma, like heart disease, like diabetes, and many more diseases. If we have the better nutrition condition, then we have the replant of these non-communicable diseases in our body, and we may saved from these diseases. Fifth one, the bring longevity means if we have better nutrition condition, then we can perform long life. We can perform more and more in our life in many of the fields, in our professional fields and our personal life, and by which we can survive the long life. Now, our next slide is status for nutrition. Introduction to malnutrition. We may think that if nutrition is something that can be obtained by consuming food, then no one can lack it. Means if the consuming food is getting nutrients, so many of the people's consuming food, all of the people's consuming food, and no one have the lack of nutrition. But still, there are people who are not as privileged to be nourished as they should be. But many of the peoples in the society and around us or in some village, they have lack of nutrition. They have lack of some nutrients and causes suffering from deficiency disease. Earlier, we have seen in many villages the people have a small type of a small type of outgrowth in their neck. Actually, that was due to the deficiency of iodine. Means we don't at that time the peoples actually don't know how do we get iodine and from which sources. But now there is awareness programs run by the government and the organization, schools, and many more, and by which they get the seafood and iodized salt, and by which that disease cured now. So the deficiency of nutrients causes the bad situation of the human health, and now the this situation, the deficiency of nutrients, is actually the malnutrition. The World Health Organization defines the threat of malnutrition as malnutrition in every form presents significant threat to human health. Today, the world faces a double burden of malnutrition that includes both undernutrition and overweight. especially in low and middle income countries. Means there are many countries having many of the people suffering from malnutrition. And malnutrition is categorized under two terms. First one is undernutrition, and second one is over. Undernutrients means those peoples which have lack of nutrition, or in their diet there is a lack of some food items which causes they have lack of nutrition. And overweight is of the nutrition, means they are taking much more of the food items, many and many food items taking, but not not consuming, or not working so more that they utilize the nutrients, and so they have the overweight, and they are also suffered from malnutrition. In many of the peoples or small childs, we have also seen the stomach also comes out, and their legs and their hands are becomes thinner and thinner, and due to which they have the kwashiorkor symptoms of kwashiorkors. And doctors suggested that take protein or protein supplements. So our children, our school students, all have to provided a diet chart in their daily food items, in their daily diet, and we must aware them so that they do not have such kind of deficiency diseases. Now there is a diagram from which we can see the worldwide deficiency of nutrients, or the malnutrition or iodine deficiency in different countries. Now from this diagram, we have seen that Lesotho and the Tanzania have the high graph, and in China also there is protein malnutrition. The red lines, these red lines show the protein energy malnutrition, and the yellow line show the iodine deficiencies in different countries. So in China and Burkina Faso, there is much more deficiency of proteins, and protein energy malnutrition graph is high. Whereas in some of the countries like Liberia, like Kenya, there is a very few people suffered from protein deficiency, or PEM, protein energy malnutrition and iodine deficiency. Now, nutrition in India. India contributes a third of global burden of undernutrition. Means our Indian peoples also contribute a third rank of undernutrition in our global platform. Given India's population size, investigating in action to reduce all forms of malnutrition is especially important. Not just not just for India itself, but also to support the attainment of global targets. The National Nutrition Strategy, launched in 2017, provides the platform for stakeholders to converge together and drive the agenda of Mission Malnutrition Free India 2022 forward. Here are comparing the malnutrition in some of the states of India. Some of the states like Bihar, Maharashtra, and Gujarat. Bihar is the less developed here, Maharashtra is also developing, and Gujarat is more developing. But the girls and boys have also malnutrition there. In Bihar, the 50% girls are suffering from malnutrition, and 34% boys of age group 14 to 20 suffered from malnutrition. In Maharashtra, there are 35% girls suffering from malnutrition and of 15 to 19 age group, and the boys, 70% boys of 14 to 20% age group suffering from malnutrition. And the more developing country, Gujarat, 26% girls of 15 to 19% age group suffering from malnutrition, even it is the more developing state of India, and 15% of the boys of 14 to 20 age group in Gujarat suffering from malnutrition. So from this data, we have seen that boys boys have somewhat the proper diet or balanced diet than girls, and girls have the less proper diet or they have the more malnutrition. So we need to ensure that our girls should have proper diet requirement so that they would not suffer from malnutrition condition. And our national nutrition strategy launched the mission Malnutrition Free India till 2022 and forward. Means in India also not very important or not very good condition in terms of malnutrition. Actually, we also need to work in malnutrition so that our peoples, our growing childrens, our boys, girls of the school age, college age, in rural areas and many more areas must or attain the proper nutrition condition. And our mission is up to 2022, we have to fulfill it. Now, how can we control malnutrition? So there are many ways by which we can control our malnutrition. First one, education. Making people know the main cause of malnutrition is the most important and significant way of spreading awareness. Means education is the most important weapon to cure malnutrition. So first of all, we have to make people know the main cause of malnutrition, means what are lack in their diet so that they can fulfill their nutrition condition or nutrients value. And for this, we have to implement this awareness or education program from school level, like primary level, secondary level, and in senior secondary level also, so that the students must get it and also spread it to their homes and their society, and so that they can cure from malnutrition. Second one is improvisation. Providing everyone with appropriate diet can help defeat the malnutrition at present. Improvisation means providing everyone with appropriate diet. And nowadays, we all have seen in many government schools, government provided the weekly programs of their food and midday meal, and uh, some of the special programs like providing the students some fruits, dry fruits in many schools. So it is important that we have to ensure that that meal is actually reaching to the students, and is are they going to benefit, going to be useful for them, and are they benefiting from them? If we can do this, or we can ensure this, then they must be improved their diet, and they will become an important person for the family, or contribute for their nation also. Now, third one is replenishment. In order to maintain the nutritious value, we must plan for ahead. Replacement or sustainable planning may help us preserve enough resource for future. Now, under this heading, we have to plan. We have to plan for providing better nutrients. We have to plan for providing them nutrients, and in different ways. If one plan is failed, then we must apply another plan, or we must have to prepare another plan beforehand, so that we can achieve our targets. Now, our second topic is personal hygiene. So we all are aware from hygiene during the COVID period and post-COVID period. So good personal hygiene involves keeping all parts of the external body clean and healthy. It, it is important for maintaining both physical and mental health. Physical health means physical fitness, and mental health means that condition by which a person is always happy, cheerful, and performing all their activities in a well manner. In people with poor personal hygiene, the body provides an ideal environment for germs to grow, leaving it vulnerable to infection. Means if the peoples with poor personal hygiene, if they have living in such a way that hygiene condition, then then if their body is such a platform to grow the germs that they will suffer from many of the diseases. What, ma'am? Ma'am,
Please continue, Bipinji.
I'm continuing. So we must have to at attention for personal hygiene and environmental hygiene. On a social level, people may avoid a person with poor personal hygiene, which may result in isolation and loneliness. Means if we will have lack of personal hygienes, then our neighbors, our co-workers, our many of the friends, and our family members all will all will try to escape from us, and we will feel loneliness, and we will feel isolated, and we will isolated from them. So we must have to uh, maintain our personal hygiene condition. Types of personal hygiene. Personal hygiene has become an important issue of health after major outbreak of coronavirus disease in 2019. There are some major types of personal hygiene. They are as follow. First one, toilet hygiene. Means we have to clean our toilets regularly with proper hygiene condition. Next, our shower hygiene. Means our shower should be cleaned and we should ensure that the proper water is coming out from there. Next, our nail hygiene. We should trim our nails after 3 to 4 days so that our nails should be neat and clean and no germs or no microbes undergo to our stomach system during eating. Next one is teeth hygiene. We should brush twice a day. First one in the morning before eating anything, and second one at night when we are going to sleep. But in my opinion, when we are eating some such food items like non-veg or some of the dairy products which entrapped in our entrapped in our tooth cavity. In that condition, I used to brush thrice. It also helpful for our strong gums and for better food habits. Next one is sickness hygiene. Means if any person have any poor health condition or suffering from any disease, then he or she must have maintained some hygienes during that disease. Means they have to wear clean clothes and isolated themselves in a room with proper hygiene conditions, neat and clean bed and neat and clean mattress, like that. Last one is hands hygiene. Means we have to wash our hands before every meal and after every meal. And if we are doing any things like working in the fields, working, biking, coming out from home or going to elsewhere and returning back to the home, then we must have to wash our hands with hand wash. We are working in the lab. In that condition, also hand wash is provided for hand hygiene. Personal hygiene keeps you healthy. If we will maintain the personal hygiene, then it will keep us healthy and better life. Next one is importance of personal hygiene. Good personal hygiene is one of the best way to protect ourselves from getting gastro and infectious disease such as COVID-19, colds, flu, and such like disease. If we'll follow the personal hygiene, means taking bath every day, wear the clean clothes, trim our nails, we will wash our hand properly, then it will help us to protect ourselves from many of the infectious diseases. Second one, maintaining good personal hygiene helps prevent you from spreading disease to other people. Suppose that a person is suffering from cold and flu and he is sneezing, he or she don't have any hanky or mask, then if he or she will go to that area or mass area or any malls or any of the social area, then he or she will transfer the disease or spread the disease like colds or flu to surrounding peoples. So we must have to keep in mind that if we have such a conditions or suffering from any cold or flu or that like disease, then we must have to maintain our personal hygiene. Third one, personal hygiene can prevent the spread of germs and disease, reduce their exposure to chemicals and contaminants, and avoid developing skin allergies, skin condition, and chemical sensation. Means if we have personal hygiene idea, or we have personal hygiene criteria in our mind, then we are going to be cured from such diseases, many of the peoples. And if we are maintaining the personal hygienes, then if we are working in a lab, or we have any disease, or we have any skin allergies, we will maintain it, and we will avoid from our bad or worse situation. So we must have to follow the personal hygienes. Now, along with personal hygienes, we must help to maintain the social hygiene or environmental hygiene. Means we must keep our surroundings clean, and it will help to reduce the diseases like malaria. If we are living in a society, then we do not throw the wrappers or many of the things here and there. We throw them in a proper place like dustbin, and we also ensure that person which are allotted for keeping the surroundings clean, are they cleaning or not? If they are not, or if they are in such situation they are not cleaning the environment, then we must have to do something for that, for cleaning the environment. We must have to make group or some uh, programs to keep our surroundings clean. If we follow these all, like personal hygiene, professionally, we will perform better, and our environment and our society and our nation will clean. Now, conclusion. At last, I would like to end this topic with a quote by Catherine Bertini. We need a new definition of malnutrition. It means under and over nutrition. It means emaciated or obese. We often find nutrition and personal hygiene as two separate topics, but try to look closely and you will soon find it too similar to be concluded separate. Both of them are equally important in being socially independent, having a reputed status, as well as leading a healthy life. Every one of them neglected can lead to a serious health problem for an individual or a country. So now our topic is ended, and if you have any query or question, then you can ask to me.
Thank you, Vipin sir. Please stop your screen sharing.
Yes.
All participants, if you have any, all participants, if you have any questions, please ask to Mr. today's resource person, Mr. Vipin sir. So I think no any questions arise from the any participants. Neeraj sir. Neeraj sir,
Yes,
are you there?
yes, sir.
This training program, and after that participant all attend their attendance sheet, mark their attendance sheet, and after that you can leave. Please sir.
Okay. Thank you, Deepak ji, and many thanks to our resource person, Mr. Bipin Kumar Deji. What a nice session, sir. Such a nice topic you chosen and explained this topic so well. I really thanks for you for this session, sir. You explain all the things with an example. That's why we understand the topic in easy way. We understand the topic in very easy way and a simple way. You also focus about our former Indian cricket team captain, and we can say that the pride of our Jharkhand, not only for Jharkhand but for our country, Mr. Mahendra Singh Dhoni. You give the example of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and you also seen the image of an old person walking in the field. That's really a good example that make your topics really effective, really good, really better, best. You deliver your topic in simple and sweet English. Simple and sweet English. That's why I think that all the things are clear in our mind. There is no any confusion in our mind about this topic. That's why we can say that there is no any query, because we know because we listen all the things and understand the things in sweet and simple way, because you deliver all the things with example. So all the things are in good way. So sir, thank you once again for your nice and good
Welcome,
session.
sir.
All the teachers are requested to please mark your attendance, and then you can leave your session. The link is shared in your chat box and also in your class group. So please mark your attendance. And once again, I thank to Mr. Resource Person, Mr. Bipin Kumar De, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So now everyone, you can leave this meeting, and after that you have attend your mark your attendance, because this is very important. Thank you, everyone.